Okay, Wildcats, everyone at 5. Play ball, absolute value equations and inequalities. The student works 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, let's take a look at the next page. Getting started. Opposite subtract. Absolutely. You can solve many absolute value equations using inspection. Graph the solution set of each equation on the number line given. So, we have absolute value of x equals 5. So we know that the absolute value of negative 5 equals 5, and the absolute value of positive 5 equals 5. So the solution is negative 5 and positive 5. Alright, let's take a look at 1b. So we have the absolute value of x equals 2. So we know the absolute value of negative 2 equals 2, and the absolute value of 2 equals 2. So our solutions are negative 2 and positive 2. Alright, let's take a look at 1c. The absolute value will never equal a negative number, so there's nothing to graph because there's no solution. Alright, we have the absolute value of x equals 0, so we know that the absolute value of 0 equals 0, and that's the only option. Alright, let's take a look at 2. Write the absolute value equation for each solution set given. So we have negative 1 in one graph. That means our equation is the absolute value of x equals 1. 2b. We have negative 4 and 4 as a solution, so we know the absolute value of x equals 4. Alright. Let's take a look at the next page. Go ahead and mark this page out. Activity 5.2. Solve absolute value equations. We don't need to worry about this. Please read the worked example. Alright, number 1. How do you know the expression positive a and negative a represent the opposite distances? When I add positive a and negative a, I get the sum of 0. Alright. Number 2, solve the linear absolute value equation. Absolute value of x minus 1 equals 6. 2 ways. Okay, so method 1, we have x minus 1 equals positive 6, x minus 1 equals negative 6. So x minus 1 equals positive 6, x minus 1 equal to negative 6. Okay, so we're going to add 1 to both sides. X equals 7. We're going to add 1 to both sides. X equals negative 5. Okay, method 2, we're actually going to use Desmos. Okay, so to do that, come with Desmos. I'm going to graph the left side, which is y equals the absolute value of x minus 1. And I'm going to graph the right side, y equals 6. And at that point, we're going to find the x values of the intersection. So my solutions are x equals negative 5, x equals 7. All right, let's take a look at the next page. Alright, solve each linear absolute value equation. Show your work. So we have x plus 7 equals 3. So we're going to do x plus 7 equals a positive 3, and x plus 7 equals negative 3. Okay, we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. So that cancels. You get x equals negative 4. And x equals negative 10. Alright, let's go ahead and use Desmos. So y equals the value of x plus 7, and y equals 3. We click on the points of intersection, we want the x values. So x equals negative 10, x equals negative 4. Alright, let's take a look at B. So we have x minus 9 equals 12. So we have x minus 9 equals positive 12. X minus 9 equals negative 12. So we add 9 to both sides. So x equals 21. Add 9 to both sides. X equals negative 3. Let's go ahead and use Desmos. So y equals absolute value of x minus 9 and y equals absolute value of, oh, I'm sorry, not absolute value, so alright, y equals 12. And then I'm going to zoom out, click on the point of intersection, so we get negative 3 and 21. Alright. Now, the absolute value will never equal the negative number. Okay? But let's go ahead and graph that and see what that looks like. Okay? So I'm going to graph y equals absolute value of 3x plus 7 and y equals negative 8. You see that these don't intersect, so this is no solution. Okay, and here we basically just set equal to 0. So you have 2x plus 3 equal to 0. Subtract 3 from both sides. You get 2x equals negative 3. Divide both sides by 2. X equals negative 3 divided by 2. All right, let's go and take a look at that on Desmos. So y equals absolute value of 2x plus 3 and y equals 0. We click on the point of intersection, we get negative 1.5, which is the same as negative 3 divided by 2. All right, go and mark off the remainder of the page. The student will solve 5A, 5B, 5C, and 5D. All right, go ahead and finish up your notes and problems and have a wonderful Wildcat day.